None of his 5 children were his. That truth hit Kelechi like a hammer to the chest. He sat on the hospital bench, the DNA test results in his hand, his heart pounding louder than the generator noise outside. He read the lines over and over again. The lab technician's voice from earlier still rang in his head. Sir, based on this result, you are not the biological father. Not of Emeka, not of Nonso, not of Ife, not of Chidera, not even of little Ebube. None of them. How could that be? To understand how he got there, you have to go back, many years back to when Kelechi was still full of life, full of plans, full of trust. Kelechi lived in Lagos working as a civil engineer for a local construction company. He wasn't rich, but he was doing okay. He had a good job, rented a flat in Ikeja, and had friends who respected him. Then came Ada. Ada was beautiful, not the flashy type, but simple, calm, and elegant. She was a tailor, one of those who knew how to turn plain Ankara into magic. They met through a mutual friend during a wedding planning meeting. Her laughter caught his attention. 3 months later, they were dating. A year later, they were married. Their first child, Ife, came after just 1 year. Then Chidera followed, and then Ebube. Kelechi was proud. His kids looked like him, or so everyone said. He would carry them on his shoulders, buy them suya every Friday, and lie on the floor with them to watch cartoons. Life was good. Ada worked from home and managed to juggle the kids, sewing and housework. She was the kind of woman men prayed for. Until that night, Kelechi had gone out with some of his old university friends. They hadn't seen each other in a while. It was a bachelor's eve for one of them. Beer flowed, laughter echoed, and then the topic of paternity fraud came up. 3 out of every 5 Nigerian men are not the real fathers of their kids, one friend joked. You dey laugh? Another one said. Go do DNA test first, you fit dey raise another man pikin. Everybody laughed, but Kelechi didn't laugh. The joke stayed with him. He went home that night, looked at Ada, sleeping peacefully, and then at his children. Was there a chance? He told himself it was just to clear his mind, just to prove the statistics wrong. That was all. Ada was out with the kids one afternoon. Kelechi collected saliva swabs from Ife, Chidera, and Ebube. He sent them off to a private lab. 2 weeks later, he got the result. None of the children were his. He almost passed out. He did the test at another lab, same result. Kelechi lost control. He came home, holding the papers, shaking with fury. Ada was making dinner. Who are the fathers of these children? He asked. She froze. What? Don't act stupid. I did DNA test. They are not mine. Ada dropped the spoon. Kelechi, what are you saying? I have never been with any other man but you. Those are your children. He didn't believe her. He didn't want to listen. He packed her bags, told her to leave, told her to take the children and go. You betrayed me. Get out of my house. She cried. She screamed. She begged. She held his legs. But Kelechi had made up his mind. The days after Ada left were quiet. Too quiet. No laughter. No cartoons. No children running to hug him. He moved out of the house, changed his number, focused on work, became cold. He dated, but never seriously. He told himself he would never marry again. Trust was dead. But time, as they say, heals some wounds, or at least hides them. 5 years passed. Kelechi met Amara at a seminar. She was a primary school teacher, calm and caring. She listened when he talked. She never pushed. She didn't remind him of Ada, and maybe that was why he opened up to her. He didn't tell her everything about his past, just that his marriage ended badly. After 2 years, they got married. Amara gave birth to twin boys, Emeka and Nonso. This time, Kelechi told himself he was sure, but the fear remained. When the twins turned 2, he did another DNA test. Same result, not the father. He broke down, not in anger this time, but in confusion and in pain and in numbness. Amara cried too. I swear to you, I have never touched another man. Kelechi, I would never do that to you. He believed her, but the test was clear. They went to the hospital. The doctor suggested more advanced tests. After weeks of tests, scans and interviews, the doctor finally called them in. Mr. Kelechi, he said, you have a rare condition called chimerism. It means that in the womb, you absorbed your twin. Your body carries 2 sets of DNA. One is yours, the other belongs to your twin. Kelechi stared blankly. This is why your reproductive cells carry your twin's DNA. So biologically, the children are from your twin, but physically, you fathered them. They are yours, just not genetically. Amaka grasps. So the children are his? Yes, and I believe the children from your first marriage were also yours. Kelechi didn't know whether to laugh, cry, or scream. He had destroyed a marriage, abandoned his children, turned his back on love, all because of a truth no one knew. He stayed up all night thinking. Then he reached out to an old friend and begged him to find Ada. It took weeks. She was in Enugu, running a fashion school, and married again. The children were doing well. He wrote her a long message, then he deleted it, then wrote again, then finally called. Ada, please, I need to see you. Just once, please. She agreed. When she saw him, her eyes welled up. What do you want, Kelechi? He told her everything. The chimerism, the new DNA test, the truth. She covered her face and cried. Not soft tears, deep painful sobs. You ruined me, she whispered. You called me a cheat. You threw me out. You abandoned your children. Do you know what that did to me? Kelechi knelt before her. I was wrong. I didn't know. Please, I am sorry. She looked at him. I forgive you, but it's too late. I've moved on. I'm married now. My children have a father. He nodded. Tears rolled down his face. Can I see them? Not yet. Maybe someday. She stood up, walked away. He sat there alone again. Kelechi returned to Lagos. Amara welcomed him with open arms, but he was different now. He loved his twins, but something in him was always missing. A part of his heart lived in Enugu. He sometimes wrote letters to Ife, Chidera, and Ebube. He kept them in a box. He would watch old videos on his phone, birthdays, school runs, laughter. He aged quickly, smiled less, walked less. Regret became his shadow. Every year on their birthdays, he lit a candle, one for each child. They sat in silence. People around him moved on, but he was stuck. He raised Emeka and Nonso with love. He told them to always listen, always be kind, always ask questions, because sometimes the truth is hidden inside you, and finding it too can cost you everything. Kelechi never got his old family back, but he told the story to everyone who would listen. He didn't want another man to make the same mistake. He died at 67. At his funeral, Ada came with her children. They didn't cry much, but they stood by his grave. Maybe that was enough, maybe not, but it was real, and that was all Kelechi ever wanted.